I talked a little about energy. Energy is the calories that we get from each of these categories of food. Energy is required to perform functions, to do work, to move our body, as well as keep our organs functioning, transmitting messages throughout the body from the brain to different parts of the body. We measure energy in kilocalories. Generally, we just refer to the term as calories. The definition of a kilocalorie is the amount of heat energy that's needed to raise the temperature of 1,000 grams of water 1 degree Celsius. And again, carbohydrates and proteins provide 4 calories per gram, fat 9 calories per gram, and alcohol then at 7 calories per gram. Often in nutrition, all people really think about are the calories. It's useful, it gives us a place to start, it helps us to think about weight management. But when you think about the difference in calories in these two different meals, a hamburger, 500, 600 calories, something like that, and a salad, maybe 100 calories. So, certainly a significant difference in calories, but there's so much more to look at in the difference in these two types of meals. Not only carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, but also vitamins and minerals and those phytochemicals and zoochemicals. So, all of these support function as well as promoting optimal health. So, we can look at calories, that's useful, but we have to look at nutrition in such a more complex way than simply calories in, calories out. So the nutritional composition of the standard American diet, not so great. I think you all probably know that. Tends to be low in fruits and vegetables, high in sugar, and certainly low in the healthy types of fats. So how does that impact nutritional health status? There are 3 categories I want you to think about with nutritional health status. Number 1 is optimal or desirable. So our body's needs are being met, disease is likely to be prevented. Undernutrition is when nutrient intake doesn't meet our needs. So stored nutrients may be depleted. There may be early onset of deficiencies that can be happening, leading to some symptoms or potentially long-term disease. Then overnutrition is a consumption of nutrients that may be more than the body needs. That doesn't mean that we're extra healthy. It means that we're maybe consuming excess energy, which can lead to health problems like chronic disease conditions. But consider the difference between this optimal and overnutrition or undernutrition. It really is a continuum. So a person may not be considered clinically deficient, but still not at optimal for their best health. So I want you to consider that in nutrition as in the medical system, we can often look at things as a very black and white, and here's the line and you haven't crossed this line. But I'd like you to approach it as more of a continuum. Is that, is someone near a point where they might be leading towards some deficiencies? Can we do something to prevent the shift into a deficiency state? There are many components that go into determining someone's nutritional status. First, a medical history. So we look at current, past diseases, surgeries, body weight history, medications, and then family history as well, learning much of the same information. Then there are 5 different assessments of nutritional status. Anthropometric, we're looking at height, weight, skin fold, body composition. Biochemical, so we're looking at blood and urine testing. That might be cholesterol, blood sugar, things like that. Clinical, looking at a physical exam. So skin, eyes, tongue, how the body's moving. Dietary, what they're eating, food allergies, supplements that they might be taking. And then environmental, that can be education, it might be economic background, marital status, housing conditions. You can tell a lot by, simply looking at a person and seeing what their lifestyle is like and understanding some of that background. And then we can dig a little bit deeper and look at some of the anthropometrics and the biochemical and the clinical. All of these are really important in evaluating someone's nutritional status. We do a lot of different things to evaluate because none of these are perfect in and of themselves. Symptoms might occur years after a deficiency has been happening. They might have some signs and symptoms like fatigue, for example, that it can sort of a vague symptom. It can simply be people aren't getting enough sleep, but it could be happening for a lot of different reasons that could be related to their nutritional status. So we want to, when we're evaluating nutrition and the health of an individual, to be really looking at the complex picture of what's going on.